Wow.
Ladies and
Whoa. Okay, now
I just had a
the
stroke.
first story
Now
has
it's
to be
my
the
fault.
episode.
Oh, we're just roll. Just do the next story,
just
man.
to the
It's
next
my
one.
fault.
It's okay.
Oh, that was perfect.
Dog day.
got
Okay.
it.
Am I the asshole for punishing my son after he said something racist?
No.
No.
Next story.
Do you have another story?
Here, let me do a quick scroll.
No, you're
Let's
good.
just go on the
No,
hot
you're
seat.
good. Go.
Am I the asshole? About a week ago.
Battle.
We could go.
About a week ago, my 39F family ordered Chinese food for delivery. When the delivery driver came to the door, my daughter, 16 female,
Okay.
was taking the cat upstairs to put it in her room because
What?
he always tries to eat the food. My son, 13 male, comes downstairs and says, "I'm sorry, I should not be laughing.
Put it together.
Make sure you hide the cat from the Chinese guy."
Oh, wow.
He was 13.
I want everyone to know that me laughing at this joke does not mean that I think that
You're
this
laughing
joke is
how
okay.
insane it is.
Yes, I'm laughing at the insanity of the
Wow.
situation, not the content of the joke, because that is, no matter how old you are, not okay to say. But anyways, as I am at the door getting the food from the delivery driver, he obviously heard what my son said and was upset by it.
Ooh.
I quickly apologized and took the food. I told my son that joke was very racist, and that was completely unacceptable and very wrong, and he refused to admit that he was in the wrong.
That's extra bad.
Yes, I mean, granted, he's 13, but also, I don't know, like for me, racism is unexcusable at any age because it's something that you should be taught from a young child.
Right, there's a threshold where it's going to happen the first time, and then you have a moment to correct it.
Because like we as
Right.
humans, unfortunately, we are inherently racist. It's just something about being human.
I feel like I was listening to that on a podcast where it was like
But
a little girl asked, like, "Mommy, why are they a
Yeah.
different color?"
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's your responsibility to
teach
take that information and either understand that it is not okay to say or continue to live in ignorance and be
Right.
offensive.
Right.
But with all that being said, so later that night, I forced my son to write a sincere apology to the delivery
Wow.
driver. His name was on the receipt, as well as a one-page paper on Chinese culture and a one-page paper on why racism is perpetuated by racist jokes and stereotypes.
This dad's a teacher.
It's the mom that's doing it.
Oh, sorry,
English
Mom.
teacher.
Yeah.
I remember having to do this in elementary school a couple times, because not
you were racist
not
to a delivery
specifically
driver?
for me, but because
Okay.
our class
No,
misbehaved
we
to
get
a
it.
stub.
No, it's cool.
Why is the lunch lady black? All right, new paper.
All right,
Is that 15-year-old? He said it like that, and his English teacher was like 15 pages, one for every year.
Why are you Asian?
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh, that was wild.
Sorry?
then the next day,
You're gonna write a paper after this.
I took him to the restaurant and had him read his apology aloud to the delivery driver, as well as give him the papers that he wrote.
Oh, wow.
This is real character building stuff right
That's what I
here.
was saying.
I might actually include this in my parenting style when I become a parent. The driver was very appreciative of the apology and thanked me for making my son do it.
Good.
He then told my son about multiple instances where he faced racist comments and attacks from people while he was a delivery driver.
Damn.
That night, my husband, 43 male, and I got into an argument about me making our son do this. He told me that it was embarrassing for our son to have to do the apology,
Good.
and that the punishment didn't fit the crime.
Then what punishment? Is that
So
where it ends?
he should just be allowed to be racist. I told him that it was much more embarrassing for the driver to have to face that kind of racism and racist stereotypes
Right.
than it was for our son, and that he would get over the embarrassment. I do not condone any kind of hateful thinking in my house, and the fact that my son said that embarrassed me as well. My husband told me that it was just a joke.
Is that where?
It wasn't just a, and that it wasn't just a, it wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like I might have overreacted some, but I think it's important to help my son understand how what he said was wrong and hurtful.
I think, okay, here's what I'll say. Maybe I don't even really mean that. You waited too long to teach the lesson,
Yes.
so you had to teach it really hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see what
Like,
you're
if
saying.
we were 5 or 6 range and it was one of those instances where it was like,
The kid being stupid.
I've seen this, haha.
I saw it on the internet. And
Right.
It's just a kid repeating talking points.
Then it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then you teach. But since we're almost legally allowed to get a job and drive,
yeah, this kid's 13.
we kind of
Get
had
his
to,
permits,
we
huh?
kind of had to throw gentle parenting out of the window.
Yeah.
And
Well, and like especially like, I mean, like I said earlier in the story, it's not excusable at any age, but at least like when they're younger, like you said, you have that that parenting opportunity.
I think it's excusable one time
When you're really
when
young.
you're a toddler.
Yes,
Yeah.
just because you have so much of well, not even childlike
It's a
innocence.
wonder.
You just
don't
You just
understand.
have so much incompetence as a child
Right.
because you haven't lived through that experience.
Right. And then once you're taught,
You better lock it in.
you better lock in.
And for the kids' sake, because the whole point, like, it's a joke. There's a different, like, I get the whole point of making a joke that doesn't land, but there is like
There's a definite fine line.
it wasn't like, because here's like how, for one, there's 2 ways that would have like made me be like, all right, this kid wasn't like too bad in the wrong. One would be like if almost immediately he went up to the driver who was still at the door and be like, dude, like if he apologized profusely, then he would have been fine.
Yeah.
The other one would literally have to be like, you'd have to read like the room, but just being like, gotta take Puffle upstairs, and he just says that like normal.
Yeah.
That to me is what makes it like more crazy about it, because they say I think for the dad point, talk about being over the top. It's 100% over the top, but it's warranted.
Yeah,
It's like an extreme overcorrection because
I-
you waited.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
And it's like I almost kind of feel bad for the mother feeling self-conscious because
Yeah.
the dad is okay with basically perpetuating this situation. He's like, "Oh
Yes.
no, it's okay. We shouldn't discipline him." It sounds like the dad needs
Yeah.
to write a paper as well, to be very honest, because if you're like, "Oh, that's okay. I'll just let my son make super racist jokes like that," then
Well,
I think
it's
it just
interesting.
it shows a reflection of his character as well. And
You can tell a lot about how that household operates.
Oh, yeah.
Not to judge too much, but
yeah,
You can judge at this point.
my favorite, the top comment, which one of my favorite things about Am I the Asshole are the commenter tags. Mm-hmm. This person is a pooper attendant, so that's pretty good. Not the asshole. Sounds like your husband could use the lesson too.
It's obviously not the asshole for her.
Yeah, my favorite, and then just people like writing like full books in the comment section.
They wrote their own essays.
Yeah.
I mean, fair in this circumstance, but like that's annoying though. Like, please don't make me read a comment longer than the story.
Yeah, give me
Sure.
a TLDR. Please.
Yeah, for sure. Not that like
my
you're
TikTok
invalid.
my TikTok attention span can make it through the story, but cannot make it through the comments.
Yeah.
You're asking too much for a person
unless
with ADHD.
the AI voice is reading it to me, I can sit and watch that
Right?
all night.
Listen. If you have the comments here and then like someone doing Minecraft parkour above it, I'm good.
Subway
I'm
Surfers.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I could read comments forever.
So for the record, not the asshole.
Not the
Not
asshole.
the asshole.
Yeah. Good parenting. Good save.
I know I'm a little early. We're doing the Christmas special in a few episodes, but I brought a Christmas story.
It's always good.
It's always what?
I can't speak
One more
today.
time.
It's always good to get in the holiday spirit a little early.
advertisement out of my podcast. I'm sick of it.
Oh boy.
Soft drink company that starts with a C. Sponsor us. Sponsor us, and I'll say your actual name.
Actually, let me hear my story. Am I the asshole because my friend took away my ADHD toy in front of me?
Do you need it back?
No.
my
just-
friend took away my
no.
stimmy toy.
Here, just hold it this way.
You can 100% see through that.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of that beverage company, Christmas is associated.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
They might have polar bears or something like that.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to split Christmas Eve evenly with my wife's family?
As someone that is doing this with his girlfriend's family, I got thoughts on this.
Okay. Every year we spend Christmas Eve with my mom, aunt, and cousins. It used to be that we would get there at 5 p.m. and stay till 11. Then I got married, had kids, and now my wife wants them to spend time at her family on Christmas Eve as well. It's called Noche Buena in her family. We never used to go before we were married. That's really important.
Well, how long were they dating before then?
I don't know. Last year we went to my mom's from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and then we went to her family's house until 9 p.m. This year we had a second child, and now my wife wants us to only spend 4 hours at my mom's house, so 1 to 5, and then 6 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can't sit down for dinner together like we used to at my mom's. She said that it's not fair and she doesn't want the two babies stayed out past 9:30 at the latest. That was a crazy typo. Also, she's having a 9 a.m. breakfast for everyone at our house for anyone who can make it from either family. She's mad at me because she says I'm not listening. I told her I am listening, I just don't agree with what you're saying.
Dang.
That's rough.
In my opinion, Noche Buena is a nighttime thing. If she wants to stay even later, the kids can knock out at her family's house. She doesn't want that. Also, my family lives 1 hour from us. Her family is 10 minutes away. We spend less time with my family than hers overall. Am I the asshole? I told her the earliest we can leave is 5:45 p.m.
I got thoughts on that. Okay, so the way my holiday plans are, Christmas Eve, and I have no problem sharing like plans or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's, her and her dad's family, their thing is a morning to about mid-afternoon thing.
Yeah.
And my mom, every Christmas Eve at like 5 o'clock dinner time, we've been doing a Christmas murder mystery themed party.
Okay,
That's awesome.
So we do.
So can we get an invite this? I'm just kidding.
You guys would have a feel. My brothers came, or like they do that stupid like, oh, I am like, do your voices, get into it.
Listen, dude.
For sure.
Listen. My 4 years of theater kid will
You would have a
absolutely shine through.
I never did theater.
I'm gonna show up in a costume.
I was the Grinch last
gonna show up
year,
in it.
and I had like green pants, green shirt. I had a green blanket with like fuzzy, so I could wear. But off topic. So I understand completely. You have to make time for both people. So for one, she is not wrong for being like, we need to spend time there. And another big part of that I think is huge. He said something like, whatever the name of that holiday was, he was like, it's just a nighttime thing.
Yeah.
You've never like heard, he said like he never even like heard of it until then. Like,
Yeah.
who were you to say it's a strictly nighttime thing? Like,
Yeah.
I think it literally does mean good night.
Well,
Yeah.
even then, like, who says we can't start it at 4? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's no law, like,
Right.
rule to it. So
Well-
I think holidays, part of the stress.
I was about to make a Floyd County trick-or-treating joke.
So, boy. But I think at whole for this, it's like, it's just part of the holidays. You gotta suck it up, you gotta make time.
It's a 12-hour day.
For X,
Yeah.
Y, Z plans, you just gotta do it.
You know, sometimes you gotta hang out with both families, and that's okay.
I didn't really understand. I proofread these a couple days early, and I like to forget about them a little bit so I
do
can come
similar.
back to them. They made it to both houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
You guys won.
It's like, why are we here?
Maybe one person's just a little upset they didn't get to spend as much time in one of their preferred destinations.
Right.
Which,
I
mean,
understand that, but like,
don't make a whole big.
I come from a divorce, like my parents have been divorced, so it's always been, I get Christmas with one side of the family. That's it. And then,
Recently, you've had to be able.
then the day before or after,
Yeah.
you can go to the other one. So, I mean, I don't know how big the families were, but my family was always pretty like chill about being like, look, we want everyone to be able to be there. We know everybody has a lot going on.
We don't have to
Yeah.
be there
Like,
on the day.
Right. So we'll make it as easy as we can. But that just seemed like normal holiday.
Like stresses.
Yeah.
I don't think. I truly don't think anyone really is an asshole. I feel like he's a bit of a dick for the whole well, you're just wrong, or whatever that comment was.
Yeah.
That wasn't necessary.
But outside that, I'm like, just normal. Like, it was you guys know how it is. You've been to family stuff, other people family stuff, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like I get like that's just what you deal with.
My
Like,
social battery expires.
Mine does too.
And you can tell because, like, typically, and it's funny because my dad and I, they'll typically expire around the same time, and my dad and I will be hanging out with, like, our family, and then just out of nowhere, my dad and I just vanish to some back little
Once a
corner
TV
room.
comes on,
See ya.
We'll just
Call me
be,
out.
like, sometimes he'll bring his iPad, and we'll just have, like, Hulu streaming, like, hockey or basketball or something.
yeah. Especially
in some
on
backwater
Christmas.
corner.
Especially
Oh, yeah.
on Christmas.
I mean, Thanksgiving, we watched like the Thanksgiving game, and where I
Yes.
get the benefit, I'm a Giants fan, and Giants and Cowboys, you play each other 99% of Thanksgivings.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, I'm cool to stay here, but the moment it hits 40-0, I'm like, you know what, we can
Yeah.
call it a night a little bit early
Yeah, I'm
You-
good. I'll take a to-go plate. I'm getting out of here.
before I
Right.
hit the whiskey.
Yeah.
And,
Right. Yeah, I thought that was just such a normal story.
That's what I don't think I think he's kind of out of pocket for the one comment, but I don't think anyone.
Reddit also agreed. They called him asshole.
Really.
Yeah.
I would say not. No, I don't think anyone is.
I screenshot mine, so I need to start screenshotting the
Comment.
comments more often. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was
Yeah.
kind of lame. It was a softball into Christmas.
I'm
I'm,
sad.
I'm ready for
It
it.
was a snowball.
But next week we gotta get birthday stories.
Yes, we do need to do birthday
Okay.
stories.
We gotta do
They're
that.
pretty good.
I like that.
I'm gonna bring in some sunglasses for you too. You can have to burn the whole episode.
I'll wear whatever you bring.
They say it says "Happy
Banana
Birthday"
hammock.
above both shades, and they're just a bunch of candles. So I'll make you feel real special on your special day.
And on
On
that,
that note, before we find another thing to turn into a penis,
I want to kind of go through and see how many dick jokes we've made. My friends, am I the asshole for not wanting to watch Star Wars?
yes.
Yeah,
And this is the whole reason why I wore the shirt.
yeah, good.
So, my boyfriend has been talking about wanting to watch Star Wars with me for our entire relationship of almost 2 years now.
Same boat.
I, however, this is your story actually.
Yeah, we're actually just reading Jordan's story right now. He's like,
I, however, do not want to. I just hate the idea of watching it, and I have watched about half an hour of one of the old ones, and it was boring and didn't interest me. And then parentheses.
I'm using my F word. You.
That's the first time he said it. It's a big moment. You're catatonic right now. Hold on.
he's
If this is the
fair
best part after he said that, parentheses, don't come for me. I'm allowed to have my opinion.
You have to put it in reverse now.
I've sort of developed this mentality that I'll never watch a full Star Wars movie. Now, the other day, I suggested watching The Platform. That movie, you ever seen that? Mm-mm. Horror movie? It's terrible. And in parentheses, great film, by the way, would recommend watching. That was not planned. And he said he didn't think he would enjoy it, but since I liked it, he would try it. He watched the movie and said he didn't really enjoy it, but the concept, however, was very good. That is true to that movie.
W boyfriend.
Now he's saying that since he watched The Platform after saying he didn't think he would like it, if it'd be okay if I should watch Star Wars, but like he didn't say he hated the idea of watching The Platform or that he would never watch it. In fact, he even said, absolutely, let's watch it. I've tried a bunch of old movies with my boyfriend, like North Northwest, parentheses, utter crap, by the way. Apparently people in the 60s didn't know what acting was. Even though I knew I wouldn't like it, I still watched it. I just don't want to watch Star Wars. It's a matter of principle. It's upsetting him more and more, though, but in my opinion, I should be allowed to not watch a Star Wars, not even a Star Wars movie, a Star Wars.
sounds like British people getting takeout. I got a Chinese.
Oh, don't want to watch a Star Wars. That's not a British accent.
Got a Star Wars. We're watching the prequels tonight.
You sound like Jason Statham more than anything
Yeah.
else right now. It's upsetting him. I don't want to watch a Star Wars. I wouldn't force him to watch a film he was totally against either. So I don't know, man. Am I the asshole since it's upsetting him?
Yes.
Yeah, you better not make me. If I'm that boyfriend, you better not make me watch some shit like The Notebook or something like that.
The Notebook is a good
It is
movie.
okay.
I'm
trashing on
Yeah.
a good movie.
The Notebook is a
Okay,
good
It is
movie.
good. I'm sorry.
the comments. Dude, you're the asshole. It's literally 4 hours of your life. My husband sat in the ER with me for 6 hours after part of my face got bitten off by a dog when we were dating for only 2 months. I'm pretty sure
What'd you do to the dog? I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
It's basically just a matter of how little your relationship means to you. If it's not worth 4 hours of your time, then maybe it's time for you to move on. This is petty as hell.
4 hours?
Star Wars is not that
It's not
long.
4 hours. I'm gonna say you're the asshole because choosing this hill to die on is really weird.
Yeah.
And then this is what I think is one comment here. I think is it sums up perfectly. They'll take like quotes from the article. So they quoted her story. The part where she says, "I don't want to watch Star Wars. It's a matter of principle." What the kind of principle is that?
Right?
You're the ass, so obviously it's more important to him that he wants to share something with you he enjoys. However, you're just too obtuse to even realize it. You're petty and you're immature.
That's
I
pretty
love that insult.
obtuse.
Obtuse.
But the
You're too much of an isosceles triangle.
Oh my gosh. Only a
That.
Sith deals in
absolutes.
absolutes.
Right?
the
Only a Sith deals in obtuses.
In obtuse.
I'm with people to say weird hill to die on.
Yeah.
Like I get especially that one northwest.
I've never seen that.
Well, I get if you don't like older movies, if that's just
Yeah.
how you are, it's how you are.
Well, it's like, how old are we even considering old? Like
60s is what the movie's from.
Yeah.
Like 3 through 6 come out in the 2000s though.
Yeah,
We don't need to talk about the prequels.
the prequels are fantastic.
They are fantastic.
Like even like the one with Liam Neeson.
It's
Yes.
okay. That one's probably
The
the,
closing
weakest of the
scene,
three.
the final
Okay,
fight with Darth
yes,
Maul
that is
makes it
sick.
watchable.
That is sick.
And the soundtrack.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And the only thing, Attack of the Clones, only the Padme Anakin scenes are cringy.
Yes.
That big ass battle saves
Except for the ones that they cut out of the film.
it. I've seen those.
Those ones would have made all the other ones really good. The only reason they're cringe is because they just was like, why are we
Is this subplot here?
why are we here?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Revenge of the Sith, best Star Wars movie.
Thank you. Been saying.
Episode 3.
Been
100%.
That's
What's yours?
Yeah, can you? Number 5.
no.
7.
I'll be so honest.
9.
Of the original 3, The Empire Strikes Back is probably my least favorite
Really?
of the 3. Yes,
I will say I
I
don't
want to see
like.
yours Return of the Jedi.
it is.
Yeah.
I just don't love Luke as a character.
Sounds like we got a new topic for the serious side of us.
Right,
I know we're
yeah.
gonna do. But for that, asshole of the week.
Are you kidding? Well, isn't it you? We didn't do that the last episode.
Oh my gosh, we didn't do that
Oh
last
my
episode.
God, we did not.
What was your story?
I had the farting story in the last episode.
Mine was dead cat.
Okay, you win it for the first episode for sure.
I gotta go farting for him.
What happened this episode?
Well, hold on. Let's take it a step at a time. Nick, what was your story last time?
Mine was the
The
AI,
AI
story.
Yes.
It was real though.
Yeah,
The office people.
you're right.
I mean, obviously, like asshole of the week is Josh's story,
Has
but
to be.
I feel bad giving someone credit that killed a service animal.
It's credit for biggest asshole.
Yeah.
So I feel
It's not good credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, mine was Star Wars, obviously.
Mine was the Christmas one.
Mine was the racist child.
Yes.
Oh, but not asshole. We handled that well.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah,
What was yours?
Star Wars. She didn't want to watch
Yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doubled up. That worked out.
All right.
I think Josh is like running away. with
No,
asshole of the week.
we're not actually. Because
Seriously?
I double checked before we do this episode. I'm dead last. but by like 1. So I
Now you
think
jumped
I
up.
think I've tied him. I think you and me are tied for first, and you're 1 behind on.
Okay.
Ooh, so we all got to bring some heater birthday
It's-
stuff.
That's-
I'm literally just gonna bring the worst stories known to man. I'm gonna bring a story from Guantanamo Bay.
All right, and on that note, next week, Jordan's birthday special. We're gonna we'll record that. It won't be up, but it
We're
will.
gonna eat hummus with Jordan.
And then we're planning on big Christmas special, and then if sketches, I think we've cooked with a few ideas that we're gonna mess up. If you're on the horizon, go to the Are You the Asshole channel. Me and Jordan did an episode where we kind of went about the more serious side of our lives, what we grew up with, his musical journey, some of my bullying experiences in middle school. We got the sketch When You're Drunk on the Radio, which is hilarious. The blooper reel with that is already up. And of course, Tuesdays and Fridays, you can catch those episodes at noon of Are You the Asshole. And of course, on the horizon, still get them later, but you're missing out on some pretty funny stuff. And on that note, remember to stay off Reddit. See you guys next week.